Good afternoon, friends. Oh my gosh, sorry about the techie. No, Heather, Sierra is going to copy and paste them over in the order of which they were received, and she will star them so I can see them in the correct order. I will be reaching out to support after this live, and this will not happen again. I promise. Oh my goodness. I hate it when that happens. Okay, so Sierra should already be on it, getting the questions copy and pasted. I'm going to go ahead. Here we go. Coming in. They're coming in. Sorry, we will extend this live till 12:05 to make up for the techie. Good morning, Dwayna. Taylor made me this cup. I love it so much. You guys like my balloon arch? Woo. Didn't it turn out so good? Mackenzie, my assistant Mackenzie, and I made it on Monday. I am so happy with how it turned out. I've got all kinds of really fun, like celebratory things for when Crochet Boss Academy doors open, and this is part of it. And I've also got some confetti poppers and some actual confetti. And I already was taking like some videos and stuff, and I got confetti all over the whole house. Even though I only did it in this room, but it drug throughout the whole house. Gabe did not like it. I liked it. I think we should keep it like that all the time. But Gabe was like, "Did you know that you got confetti throughout the whole house?" I was like, "Okay." But I cleaned it up. It was very easy, but now my vacuum dust looks really festive, and I also like that. Thank you, Bethany. I'm very excited about it. I am obsessed with like balloon artists and using balloons as party decor because they're so cheap and they're so dramatic. Like they make a huge statement for very little money and very little skills. Like this was super easy for us to do. I go big with birthday parties. Birthday parties is my thing. Like I didn't care much about my wedding or stuff like that, but like birthday parties, that's my jam. So I go big for these. Anything themed, really. I go big for themed things. Like our church does trunk or treat every year, and each small group gets to decorate their own like trunk area or set up a spot, and there's a competition, and we're going to win this year because I have a stellar idea, and I'm going to use some really cool balloons as part of our decor. Okay, the questions are coming in. Again, I apologize to everyone who joined early over on the other one. Your questions will get answered in the order they were received. I don't know why YouTube keeps doing that. Sierra, as soon as you get all of the questions, can you delete that whole stream for me so other people don't join? That would be awesome. That way everybody's hanging out here instead of over there. People who are, it is like glitter, but I love glitter too. People who are asking questions now, Sierra will put them in the order they were received after she copy and pastes all the previous questions from the other stream. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the ones that she already has in here for me. And the first one is from Tara, and she says, Ashley, I want to increase my revenue by offering some other non-crochet items in my Etsy shop. Can I do this as long as it relates to the other crochet items in my shop? Very good question, Tara. I'm all about adding things that you can make easy/quick to serve your ideal customer well. You don't want to overwhelm them by offering like 600 different things in your shop. That can be overwhelming and then they won't buy anything. But if your shop, that speaks more to like if you sell beanies and a bunch of other stuff, like you're not just a beanie shop, but you sell beanies, scarves, fingerless gloves, boot cuffs, like winter wearables for women. You don't want to have like 3 different styles of beanies they can choose from. If you could do like messy bun closed version or with palm, that's 3 different styles, but you use the same pattern for all 3 of them. Because if you try to offer 6 or 7 different patterns styles of different hats, it's going to like overwhelm them. So you should be known for 1 or 2 hat types and stick to that. But when it comes to variety of products, yes, you can add other things as long as it serves the same ideal customer. That's the goal. 1 ideal customer equals 1 business. 2 ideal customers equal 2 businesses. You want everything in your products in 1 business to serve 1 type of person in a very specific way. Very good question, Tara. Thank you for joining early and getting that question in here for us. Next up, we have Heather, and she says, how do I create my brand? I have no idea what colors to use or what kind of logo. Very good question, Heather. So branding is module 2 inside of Crochet Boss Academy. I teach you guys what branding is, how to set up all the visual components of your brand, how to set up all the text components of your brand, how to make everything look cohesive across all your different channels like Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, your email list, everywhere. All of that, sorry, my lipstick sticks to my teeth. All of that is inside of module 2. I do have a free resource though for people who are not inside of Crochet Boss Academy called the Branding 101 PDF. We will link that in the comments for you guys so you can go sign up for my email list. Sierra, I don't know if it's a forum or if it's just in the welcome sequence. Heather, if you're not in my email list, if you're not on my email list, you can subscribe to my email list on any of the sign up pages that you see throughout all my platforms, and that will put you into the welcome sequence and you will get the Branding 101 PDF. The Branding 101 PDF is also in the 2023 content calendar. That's what we did this year. We moved it to the 2023 content calendar. So you can go to acraftyconcept.com/content calendar. Sierra will link it for you in the comments. Sign up to my email list there. The content calendar will be sent to you automatically. And in that PDF is the Branding 101 PDF. And the Branding 101 PDF is a big old list of do's and don'ts to help you start to think about your business brand. When it comes to creating a logo, I would go to Canva and just go to the templates area. Canva is Canva. Go to the templates area and type in logo, and you're going to see a lot of templates that you can customize, and you can look at those templates to get ideas for how to design your own if you want to. You can also look in other creative markets for logos that are already designed as inspiration to create your own logo. If you do not have Canva Pro, you can still use templates with the free Canva account, but Canva Pro will give you a whole lot more. I have a referral link to Canva Pro, and hopefully Sierra can pop it in the comments for you guys. Hopefully I'm not going too fast and making her run around like a crazy lady. Thank you for your question, Heather. She says she's already on my email list. So Heather, if you have the 2023 content calendar already, it's in that document. It's in the PDF document, whether you have the printed or the digital, it is in both of those. Sierra, have we already deleted the other stream so we don't have people hanging out over there waiting for me to go live? It looks like we did. Okay. Next up we have, thank you, Heather, for your question. I hope that was helpful. Next up, we have Bethany, and she says, I am a beginner to intermediate crochet. How do I start to be a designer? Bethany, I don't teach crochet design. The way I do it is not a method you want to learn from. Mine is very shooting from my hip every single time. I make sketches, and then I do trial and error 1,500 times until I get the pattern right. There are much more efficient ways to design patterns, and I do not teach that. Pattern design is not the main focus of my business. The main focus of my business is teaching crocheters how to sell their finished pieces, and then pattern design is a sub focus, like directly under that. But there are other people who teach how to design crochet patterns. Sierra, my assistant, and Taylor, my friend from Ash and Tay, have a pattern designing course that you can use. And then there's other teachers as well that you can go through to design crochet patterns. I have a blog post that's called like Crochet Patterns for Beginners or something that I posted way before I decided to start educating finished piece sellers. And it gives you like a basic overview of what you need to include or potentially need to include depending upon your different needs list. That is on my blog. So if you search pattern design, you'll probably find it. It's very old, but all the content should still be the same. Like you're still going to want to include like a stitch key to tell people what stitches are and stuff like that. So you can definitely find that on my blog if you're interested. But yeah, I don't have any specific resources for teaching pattern design because I don't do that in a teachable way, if that makes sense. Okay, perfect. Next we have Sherry, and she says, how do you discipline yourself to work so many hours at home? I'm retired, but it seems I have less time now than I did when I worked. How do you start? So Sherry, my world opened up as soon as Ava started going to school, and my primary work hours are from like 7 a.m. till the time I have to go pick Ava up from school. And during those times, I put my phone on a work focus. I have an iPhone, and you can set focuses, and I have a YouTube video tutorial plan for how to do this because it's extremely helpful. Currently, right now, I have everything set to do not disturb so we don't hear notifications coming through while I'm trying to teach you guys. And I set my phone to my work focus, which I'm going to show you what it looks like. It looks like this because, hang on, let me clear out some notifications. Because I set it to my branding, right? I made it very intentional. I have my hex codes there for all the different colors in my brand. I have my calendar for what I need to do that day, and then the temperature and my phone battery. And then I have my logo and then a picture of my desk just to kind of help me get in the crafty concept mood when I'm working. And I have, when you make a focus on your phone, you can dictate what type of notifications you get. So I can choose if I do or don't accept text messages, do or don't accept notifications from different apps. Like if you have the Walmart app and you don't want to be notified that something just went on sale inside of the Walmart app while you're trying to work, turn that off. Don't get notifications for the Walmart app. I even turn off my Etsy app while I am working. And when I go back to my other focus, I can go in and check the Etsy messages, or I can choose to go in manually on my computer during work hours to check the Etsy messages. But I do not want to be distracted when I'm in my specific primary work hours. So I turn my phone on work focus. It has changed everything for me. This is very, very helpful. If another thing that you might need to start doing, Sherry, is learning how to say no. Also, learning how to say no and learning that if you are in a busy season where you're constantly sacrificing time with your friends and family because you're starting your business and you're trying to build it from the beginning, you need to give yourself permission to do that. You need to say, if that speaks to your why, and that's why you're opening a business, and that's your goal is to have a very successful brand and make lots of money. Like if that's your goal, everybody's goals are different, but if that's yours, and you have to sacrifice some time with friends and family at the beginning, give yourself permission to do that, because this is just a season. After this season is over, things are going to look completely different. We're in different seasons all the time, and we need to be able to go with the flow and cater to the needs of our business during different seasons. So learn to say no to things that you're not interested in doing. If they do not bring you joy, you can say, no, thank you. I have to work on that day. And also start talking about your business like it's important, because even if you've never made a sale before in your life, you're going to in the future. And what you're doing now is important. It's very difficult for creatives to consider our business as important, especially when we're talking to other people who have like a 9-to-5, and we're like, sorry, I have to work. And then they're like, don't you just crochet for work? They don't say that to me, but they think it, or I think they're going to think it, right? But start talking to everybody like your business is important, and start talking to yourself like your business is important, because it is. And the stuff that I was doing in 2016 got me to where I am today. I hadn't made any money, hadn't opened my Etsy shop until the summer, but I did a lot of work in 2016, and I told people no in 2016 because I was working. Even if it didn't make sense to them and they didn't think my work is important, I knew that it was important, and I portrayed that confidence when I spoke to other people. That's going to help you learn to say no, and it's also going to train people to stop asking you for stupid stuff, right? Like, you got stuff to do. It's very hard being a solo entrepreneur. You wear all of the hats and you do all of the things, and it takes all of your time. Like, you can prioritize and make room for things that are important to you, like your child's birthday or something like that. But if you don't want to go to a family reunion full of 600 people that you don't even know their names of, then don't go. Be like, I'm not going. That's a Saturday and I can get a lot of work done on Saturdays. I'm not going. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm not going. Maybe next year. And just get used to doing that, because that's going to help you be more productive and get more work hours in. So I said, learn to say no, and then give yourself grace for being in busy seasons. Right now is very difficult for me because I work from 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 or 10 o'clock p.m. every single day, except for I go to church on Sunday. So and we have BFG. So I go church, and then I work, and then I have small group at my house, and then I work a little bit more before I go to bed. But every other day, Monday through Saturday, that is my basic work schedule. Sometimes I sleep till 8 on Saturdays, but I get up early because I'm preparing for Crochet Boss Academy. Everything that I do right now is for Crochet Boss Academy. I'm updating and perfecting my modules. I'm creating freebies. I'm working on my masterclass presentation. I'm working on my welcome email sequence for new students. I'm working on the new Facebook group. I'm working on taking pictures, promotion pictures, updating my sales page. Like, I am doing so many dang things right now that I should have done in October, but didn't. But I'm doing them now, and I will do them next October for 2024. So I'm working really a lot, and it's difficult for Ava because she wants me to not be working so much. And and for Gabe, because like the house is getting dirty and I don't cook dinner every night. So Gabe's been cooking dinner a lot, or like ordering pizza or something, like taking care of dinner, right? And I have to keep telling them and telling myself, this is just until the end of February. As soon as February is over, everything's going to change, and we're going to go on a weekend vacation somewhere to like Gatlinburg or something, and we're going to have a really good time, and we're just going to spend a lot of time together. But right now, I need you guys to be patient, because what I'm doing is very important, and it's just for a short period of time, and then it's going to change, I promise. So just bear with me, and then it's going to change. So this is something that I have to do in my business. That's why I'm encouraging you to do it in your business. I would never suggest you do something that I wouldn't be willing to do myself. So I hope that was helpful, Sherry. Thank you for your question, and thank you for being here. Next, we have Bethany, and she says, how do I start with little to no money so I can build up? My one friend thinks I should start a business, and I want to, but I have a fixed income. So Bethany, that's exactly where I was when I first started. I wanted to do it for free. I didn't want to pay for anything. I didn't want to pay for any courses. I didn't want to pay for any like techie or any resources like a ring light. I wanted to use what I had and start my business from there. And you can absolutely do that. I have a very old blog post series on my blog called something like Business on a Budget. And it gives you some really strappy, duct tape together free ideas to build your business from scratch by yourself without investing too much money. That being said, that is definitely the long way around. That is definitely the more time-consuming path to take. If you were to invest in yourself at the beginning, it's going to pay off very quickly. You're going to see results much quicker than you would if you were trying to do it on your own, and you're going to start making money much faster than you would if you tried to do it on your own. Also, you're going to make fewer mistakes, which could be very expensive depending upon what kind of mistakes that you make. So I would like to just put that disclaimer, but it is possible, and that's exactly what I did. So Sierra might be able to find it. It's very old, but it's something like building a business on a budget. And there's like 3 or 4 different blog posts. It's from like 2017. It's very old. I don't do any of the stuff in those blog posts that I said I did back then. I have changed significantly, but some of it might resonate with you, and some of it might give you some good ideas. I used to make my own packaging. I used to, what else did I do? The way I took my photos was really like duct tape together. The way I marketed my business was really like duct tape together, but it works. It's just the long way around. So definitely check that out, Bethany. It might be helpful for you. Next up, we have Kim. Just kidding, Kim. And she says, how do you figure out your ideal customer? Very good question, Kim. This is module 1 inside of Crochet Boss Academy. So we've already talked about module 2, which is branding, and module 1, which is finding your ideal customer. Inside Crochet Boss Academy, I give you like 5 different avenues you could take to nail down your ideal customer. We're also going to talk about finding your ideal customer inside of the live masterclass that it's free. The free live masterclass that I am doing on February 27th. More details to come, like times and stuff. But it is free, and we will be talking about finding your ideal customer. So definitely join me for that masterclass, Kim, because you will find it very, very helpful. But what you want to do is you can either look at your products or look at yourself or look at your best-selling pieces and try to figure out one type of person that you can serve really, really well. So you have a unique set of gifts because you are a unique human being. I have a unique set of gifts because I'm a unique human being. So what can you use? How can you use your unique set of gifts to serve a unique type of person and everybody else like her, right? And that's going to help you start to narrow it down. The good news about how to do that is you get to make it up. You get to make it up out of thin air. You get to pretend and imagine a 100% perfect human being. Like imagine you were programming a robot and this is how you're going to program her to be the exact person that you need. That's how you come up with your ideal customer. You want every one of your products in your product line to serve her in some way. So an example that I like to give is if your ideal customer is a millennial mom and a millennial baby girl mom. So she's got a baby girl under 3 or 2, and one of them is under 3, right? A millennial baby girl mom. She cares about what people think about her. She's very, very engulfed in what people think about her. That's to her core part of who she is. She's a millennial. She's a girl mom. She's a stay-at-home mom, and her husband makes good money. That's one particular ideal customer. I could make bitty boho bibs and sell them to her specifically. I could say, hey, I know you spent a lot of time working on and curating your daughter's outfit for when you guys go to Olive Garden this weekend. Instead of throwing on a ugly, cheesy, tacky, cheap bib that you can get in a 3-pack, and it ruins her entire outfit that you spent hours and days even collecting the best pieces, use one of these bibs that are going to match your daughter's outfit, because all the colors that I offer are boho colors, and that's this lady's style, and I knew that ahead of time, so I created my color palette based on boho colors because that's what she likes, right? And it's going to be very cute. It's going to accessorize your baby instead of like distract from her outfit, and it's machine washable. So as soon as you take it home, all you gotta do is pop it in the washer and then the dryer, and then you're good to go. I could also offer her a 3-pack. I could say, here's a 3-pack of bitty boho bibs, because as she gets messy during dinner, you can swap it out for a clean new one to help her be aesthetically pleasing. I know this sounds crazy to a lot of people, but if you care deeply about what people thought about you, this would be important to her. This would be important to you if that was in your heart. Like your heart was focused on how people perceive you, especially your daughter, and especially when you're in public, right? So that's going to be something that's going to speak to her directly. It's going to speak to a pain point she has. It's going to solve a problem for her, and it's going to raise her quality of life. Very, very specific. You want to think about somebody that you can serve well based on your skills, unique skills and gifts that you have already, and then turn that into an ideal customer. I hope that was helpful. Kim, definitely join me on February 27th for the live masterclass, and we will dive in deeper to talk about ideal customer. Next, we have Despo, and she says, handmade. Oh, Despo Blanket Handmade. Will CBA have limited spots available? So Crochet Boss Academy does not have limited spots. It is completely online. It is completely unlimited. We can all join together and build our businesses together. So no, you will not miss the opportunity because it filled up. Okay. Same for the masterclass that I'm hosting this year. Unlimited space. So you don't have to stress about that, because that is a very stressful feeling, and I know that feeling well. So nope, Crochet Boss Academy does not have a limit. Next, we have Cheryl, and she says, how do you encourage customers to leave reviews in your Etsy shop when you're a new seller? Cheryl, I'm so glad you asked this question. I was just modifying Module 4 inside of Crochet Boss Academy, and one of the things we talk about in Module 4 is good customer service, and one of the things that we talk about in good customer service is getting 5-star reviews, right? These things are all connected. And there are a bunch of different ways that you can encourage your audience to get 5-star reviews. And I list them inside of Crochet Boss Academy, and I give you some resources and some links and some tools. But you can also, things that you can do is you can include a little sticker on the outside of your package that says, love your product. We'd love your feedback, and put 5 stars on that sticker to like mentally, subconsciously say, 5-star review, please. We never want to offer a gift for a 5-star review. That is extortion, and that is against Etsy's policies, and it's very unethical. So don't say, if you leave me a 5-star review, I will give you a coupon code. But you can say, if you leave me an honest review, I will give you a coupon code. You can absolutely say that. You can reach out to your customers via Etsy messages after their package has been marked as delivered and say, hey, I saw you got your Claire Bud beanie in the mail. I hope it arrived safely. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And if you have a few minutes, I'd love if you could leave feedback for my shop, something like that. And then encourage her there to leave a review, you could absolutely do that. There's lots of different things that you can do to get your people to leave reviews. But I'd say those are three really good ones, is the stickers on the outside of your package. You can also put it in your packaging inside the package. So maybe you design a business card and it says, love your product, I'd love your feedback, and has 5 stars on it. That would be something that you could do as well. Also, please keep in mind that if you're an Etsy seller, Etsy will reach out to the customer on your behalf after their order has been marked as delivered and ask them to go leave you feedback. I love that because I'm not the one doing it. I am innocent in this transaction. Etsy is the one doing it. Etsy is the weirdo sending them emails and asking them to leave me a review, not me. So I love that about being an Etsy seller. That's a really good perk about being an Etsy seller. I hope that was helpful, Cheryl. Thank you for being here and thank you for your question. Next, we have Stephanie, and she says, what do you suggest we should have at very least of launching an Etsy shop? 10 products, 5, 1. So Stephanie, I'd like to encourage you to not get too caught up on specific numbers, right? There's not a magic number. There's not a magic formula or a magic setup to equal success, right? Everybody's is going to be different. Everybody's ideal customer is different, and it's totally okay. You could open a shop. I wouldn't recommend this, but you could open a shop and the only listing that you have is a custom Gracie doll. And you could use keywords very, very intentionally to attract people, shoppers who want a custom doll. And you could talk about how you can choose the skin tone, you can choose the hairstyle, the hair color, the outfit, the whole thing. It's a custom doll. You could list only that custom doll in your shop and still start getting some sales. Now, the more listings you have in your Etsy shop, the more opportunities you have to use specific keywords that your ideal customer might be searching, right? So that's something to think about. So I would suggest having more than one, but you honestly, truly do not have to, right? It's a good practice, but you don't have to. So I would just shoot for a number that makes sense for you and what you're selling. Also, I would like to encourage you to list, if you sell beanies, if you sell Claire Bun beanies in 8 different colors, you should have 8 different listings promoting that Claire Bun beanie in the 8 different colors. The main photo of each one, or all of the photos ideally, would be of the 8 different beanies. So you would have a blue Claire Bun beanie, a purple Claire Bun beanie. You would use those words in your keywords and tags. So those are searchable phrases that your customers can search in the search box. When they're looking for a purple beanie, they will search purple beanie or purple messy bun beanie. So it's going to help you show up in searches more. So that's something that you can do to get more listings, is to list everything by color. You can also list the same thing more than once and change up the keywords. So maybe you list a Gracie doll, and one of your keywords is set up as like little girl gift, and one of your keywords is set up as little boy gift. But you have 2 listings for the same thing. You just use different keywords and different wording in your description, slightly different. So this is working smarter, not harder, right? So that's another thing that you can do to get more listings. But don't stress yourself out over having an exact number. There's no special number. Everything is unique to you and your ideal customer, and everything that you choose to do is the right thing in that moment for your business, right? You get to decide. So don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about what other people say is best. You get to decide, and you will learn and bob and weave as you go. So I hope that was helpful, Stephanie. Thank you for your question. Next, we have Chastity. And she said, what is the best way to let people know you are starting to sell your products, and how do you know what products to share? I make so many different things. So Chastity, the best way to let them know is when you start creating your product line, take your audience on the journey with you from the very beginning. Let them know, I am flirting with the idea of opening an Etsy shop. I'm very excited. I'm going to take you on this journey. And then every other day or so on Instagram, you show them what you're working on. You say, I found this fun pattern I'm trying to find the perfect messy bun beanie for my shop. This is one of the patterns that I'm trying out. And then a couple days later, you can say, here's another pattern that I tried out for a messy bun beanie. Show both of them and say, which one do you like better? Every time you can include your audience on your journey and give them a way to participate, they're going to feel more emotionally engaged with you. They're going to be more likely to be invested in your story, to leave comments and likes and shares on your posts, and more likely to buy your products when they are finished, right? So they're going to be very excited with you. Take them on the journey with you. Don't try to do everything in secret and then surprise them with a grand opening. I understand the idea behind that sentiment, and I often have to struggle with that myself because I want to surprise people with new crochet patterns that I'm putting out, but it's smarter to take them on the journey with you because it's going to engage with their emotions and help build your relationship on a deeper level. Next, when it comes to knowing what products to sell, the nicher, the better. The nicher you can niche down, the more you can serve one specific person in one specific area of her life. So my ideal customer is the millennial girl mom that we talked about earlier. I'm going to sell her bitty boho bibs. I'm going to sell her crafty rainbow rattles, because not only are they a great toy for the baby, but they also look really cute on a shelf as part of your shelfie, right? A lot of people decorate different shelves in their homes for different seasons or as part of decor in their nursery. So this is going to look really nice in their nursery. And I could also tell her, and it's going to make a great photo prop when you're posting your baby's outfit of the day, because I know that's important to her, because I know she's a millennial, so she's doing things like outfit of the day, and I know that she cares about what people think. So if she spends time curating these super cute, adorable baby outfits, you better bet your bottom dollar that she's going to share about it on social media. And now I'm giving her another reason to buy the rainbow rattle, because it's going to be a super cute photo prop that matches her boho style that every outfit in her daughter's closet is already in, and give her more interesting flat lays for her outfit of the day picks. So that's another product that I could sell to her. I could sell her nesting baskets. It's same thing, help her organize her nursery while also being super cute. It's in boho colors. It's functional. It's going to look awesome on your shelf. And you can hide all of the ugly things in your baby shop that you still need to have access to very well into the basket, so they're not going to be an eyesore in your nursery. Because when you take pictures of your nursery, or when somebody comes and visits your house and they look at your nursery, all they're going to see is the beautiful things that you curated. And they're not going to see all the little ugly things like diaper rash cream and extra passies or something like that. You can put them very nicely in a nesting basket. So I am curating a product line specifically for my unique human that I can serve well. I am also a millennial girl mom. I also like bohemian style things. That's why I'm able to serve her in this way. I will say I am not a person that cares about how other people think. So I do have to think outside of the box a little bit and put myself in her shoes for that aspect, but it's doable because we have so much in common, right? So that's something to think about. But you want everything that you list in your shop to be something that serves that one person by either solving a problem for her or raising her quality of life in some way. Okay, we got 3 minutes. Next up, we have Samantha, and she says, what advice do you have for someone who is selling finished pieces? Sierra, you can go ahead and go. Hun, I know you have obligations, so I'm going to go till 12:05 because I started a little late because of the techie. So Samantha, what advice do you have to someone who is selling finished pieces and wants to start to sell their own patterns for the same items? My advice is go for it. Don't worry about if other people start selling the same finished pieces that you're selling, because there's plenty of fish in the sea. There's plenty of customers for everybody. Don't let that hold you up. Instead, spend your time, money, and energy in focusing on growing your business and creating more products for your ideal customer. I would also tell you that people who buy crochet patterns and people who buy finished pieces are two different ideal customers. And ideally, you would have two different shops. So that way, all of your shop information can curate to that specific person. Because if you are a finished piece buyer and you go into my shop and you see a bunch of crochet patterns and I'm telling you, why you need this crochet, they're going to be like, where am I? How did I get here? How did I show up on this part of the internet? They're going to feel like the outsider looking in. And both sides are going to feel that way. Both sides are going to feel like they are not your main priority. And so they're not going to be emotionally engaged with you or have a strong relationship with you, because they're always going to be slightly standoffish because you're not serving them 100% in your business. That's why Crochet Boss Academy is very, very specific to crocheters who sell finished pieces. If you are a crocheter who sells finished pieces, Crochet Boss Academy is the course for you. If you are a crochet designer, Crochet Boss Academy is not the course for you. If you are a knitter, Crochet Boss Academy might be the course for you. Okay. Crochet Boss Academy would better serve a knitter who sells finished pieces than a crocheter who sells crochet patterns, if that makes sense. So that's how my people know they're in the right spot when they find me, because it's very, very specific. The more specific you can get, the more success your business will have. And you can always add in the future. In the future, if I wanted to add a course on pattern design, I will never do that. I will never do that under any circumstances. But if I wanted to, and I wanted to start serving pattern designers in that way, I could, but I didn't do it from the beginning. I was very intentional from the beginning to create this perfect little community and let people know exactly who I serve so they know they are in the exact right spot. So I would suggest you opening a second Etsy shop if you are trying to do both. I'm going to try to squeeze in one more, and that will be all of the comments that came from people that came early. Every one of these were people that came early. Jessica said, how did you learn to start designing patterns? Jessica, I did it from the very beginning. I thought that's what everybody did. I thought you could look at a crocheted thing or a thing that's not crocheted, a sewn thing, and make a crochet version based on the knowledge you have of how stitches work together. I thought everybody could do that. I didn't realize selling crochet patterns was a thing. I didn't realize not everybody could do that. So it just came very, very naturally to me. I realize that's not helpful. And that's also why I don't serve crochet designers, because it's not helpful. That is not the answer that you want if you are trying to become a crochet designer. And just because that's my path doesn't mean there's not a path that you can take to become a crochet designer. I'm just not the person to take you on that path. That's all. There are other people way more qualified that can absolutely teach you how to be a crochet designer. I'm gonna do one more because I'm feeling froggy. Cozy, this is one that came live during today's live. Cozy Magic Crochet says, what do you do with finished items that you find a minor mistake in, like a missed stitch or two? Sell at a discount, noting the error, donate it, frog it. So Cozy Magic, there's no wrong answer here. You can do whatever makes sense for you. If your ideal customer makes money that's in the six figures or the high six figures or like the mid six figures, and you have a luxury line selling luxury items made with luxury yarn, using all kinds of bougie luxury packaging, you do not want to offer discounted items to her. She is going to turn her nose at discounted items because she is above discounted items in her mind, right? So be very careful about who your ideal customer is, and also know that if you offer discounted items like that, you are cultivating the type of tone in your business that says, we're looking for a good deal. And that's okay. If your ideal customer is someone who's looking for a good deal and you want to help her get good deals, go for it. But if that's not who your ideal customer is, I would just suggest not even going down that route and planting that seed in people's thoughts, right? Either donate it or frog it or gift it even, or you could save it as a photo prop. Maybe in the photos or videos, you could turn it so the mess up spot is in the back and you could still use it as a photo prop. I like to have one of every single one of the patterns I've ever designed on hand, and one of all my guest posters on hand, so I can use them for promotion purposes all throughout the year on social media. So that's a really good thing that you could do too. I would highly suggest that, is hang on to them and use them for photo props if applicable. Okay, friends, there are a handful that I did not get to. I'm so sorry that we cannot answer all of them. I truly wish that we could. It would be very fun for me. But if you come early next Thursday, you will be able to answer your questions early, and I will make 100% certain that the correct live schedule on Instagram is the correct one. Okay, I will bend over backwards today. I will stop working on Crochet Boss Academy stuff, and I will do that first. That will not happen again, and I apologize for the confusion. That is very aggravating. Trust me, I know. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Cozy said that was very helpful. Kristen said, thank you for a great live, Ashley. Thank you. Thank you, Kristen, for being here. Okay, so Chastity, the Branding 101 link didn't work because it's old. We changed things around. So that's an old link. I thought maybe it would still work, but it probably didn't. So you're going to want to get the 2023 content calendar, and the Branding 101 PDF is in that content calendar. You will also get the IG crash course in that content calendar too, to help you on Instagram. Melody, thank you so much for the encouraging words. Awesome. Making sure I didn't miss anything that's super important that needs my attention. Okay. Awesome. Fantastic. Please send me a message on Instagram if you would like to continue any of the conversations that we started here in this live. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you enjoyed this live, or you learned something that's going to help you in your business and you would like to show your support, you can go to acraftyconcept.com/ Coffee, and you can donate to the channel to help it stay, to help keep it going. I thought I had a banner to pop up for that, but I do not. We'll do that next time. But it's acraftyconcept.com/coffee, and you can donate a $5 donation to help keep this channel up and running and to help support A Crafty Concept so I can continue putting out free content for you guys, because I love to give you free content. I know not everybody is in a season of business where they're ready to invest financially for something like Crochet Boss Academy. And I know it's not in the correct season for everyone in this moment, right? But I do honor those people and their time and the energy that they are putting in. Thank you, Sierra. And the energy that they are putting into building their businesses by their bootstraps, duct taping things together, Googling till their eyes fall out. I see you working hard, and that's why I provide free content here for you guys, and I will always provide free content for you guys. I will never be exclusively a paid-only brand. It's just not going to happen. If you are willing to put in the extra work, I'm willing to give you free content. Like, I know that Googling till your eyes fall out is exhausting and time-consuming, but I did that too. If I would have had someone that had something like Crochet Boss Academy, I would have much rather had done that, but that wasn't available for me. So I did everything on my own, duct taping it together, staying up late, getting up early, all of the things. So I see you hustling. I'm proud of you. All of your hard work will pay off in the future. Keep doing what you're doing. And when you're ready to invest financially inside of Crochet Boss Academy, I will be here for you. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for being here. You mean the world to me. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you on February 16th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. Bye. 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 Bye.